Welcome to Wooden Track and Electric Trains, Episode 2, Part 2, Circus, the Southern Cross.
You understand now why we came this way. 'Cause the truth you might be running from is so small, but it's as big as the promise of a coming day.
Hello again. My name is Gary. This is Part 2 of the second episode of Wooden Track and Electric Trains. If you did not watch Part 1 of Episode 2, you may want to watch that video first so you can follow the progress. Episode 2, Circus, describes changes to a layout presented in an earlier YouTube video. In Episode 2, I show engines traversing circuits controlled by mechanical switches. I told you in Episode 2, Part 1, that the episode is dedicated to those who play the game of Blockus. Part 1 ended with an unsolved problem, creating a one-circuit configuration in the layout. Now we will resolve the track Blockus problem encountered in Part 1. In Part 2, Circus, the Southern Cross, we solve the single-circuit problem, but also encounter a new challenge in the process. I remind you that this presentation is intended to make you visualize and make you think. Please read the slides. Remember, everything in the presentation is there for a reason. I hope you enjoyed the music and find the clues that I provide. Let's get into Part 2 now. At the end of Part 1, I said that I made many attempts to find a circuit combining all tracks that all resulted in failure that I called Blockus. In retrospect, I was expecting to pass each of the 4 start locations in the route, but I could not realize that expectation. Eventually, I found a route starting on track 2 that returns to that start in the same direction. Only one other start location is passed in the route I found, but the route actually does meet the criteria. Large sections of Circuit 1, 2, and 3 are used by the route that I call Circuit 8. A very short section of track 4 is also used. So Circuit 8 includes parts of every track, and Circuit 8 is a single circuit route. Let's take a look at the map for Circuit 8. The single circuit map shows the route for Circuit 8, which starts at track 2 at level 0. Continue on track 2 through several curves till we reach the east edge. We head north, taking the northern curved cross, and we ascend to level 1. On level 1, we reach switch 2.2, which is set to curve to this orange spur, which leads us to track 1 at level 0. We're on track 1 for a short distance when we arrive at switch 1.2, which is set to curve and takes us to track 3. We're on track 3 for most of the track. As we travel all the way around, we finally arrive at switch 3.3, which is set to curve, which takes us to the pink spur leading to the southern curved cross, which takes us to several merges and back to track 1. On track 1, we head north again to the Green Bridge. Once over the Green Bridge, we turn and finally descend, and at level 0, we encounter switch 1.3, which is set to curve. We take this spur over to track 4, but we're only on track 4 for the duration of switch 4.4, which is set to go straight, which leads us to track 2, and track 2 takes us back to the start. So we've returned to the start and completed the circuit. The map shows the settings for the switches that create the circuit. We will watch a video of an engine on Circuit 8. The single circuit video shows an engine on Circuit 8 starting on track 2 at level 0. After several curves, the engine reaches the east edge, and now it heads north. After passing the northern curved cross, the engine ascends to level 1. Still on track 2, the engine will reach switch 2.2 about halfway through the circuit. After switch 2.2, the engine descends to track 1 at level 0. On track 1, the engine reaches switch 1.2, where the engine takes the spur to merge on track 3. The engine will ascend to level 2 and head to the hanging switch. The engine descends to level 1 and curves to the southwest. After traveling a large portion of track 3, the route reaches switch 3.3. The switch points to the curve that leads to the southern curved cross. After a couple of merges, the engine will be back on track 1. The engine now on track 1 goes over the green bridge. And then descends to level 0. At level 0, switch 1.3 routes the engine to the spur that leads to track 4. Track 4 is traversed for one switch, number 4.4. At that switch, the engine takes the short spur back to track 2, and that returns the engine to the start and completes the circuit. I was happy to find the single circuit configuration, Circuit 8. The circuit uses significant portions of track 1, 2, and 3. But track 4 is only traversed across switch 4.4. Track 4 is mostly unused, but the traverse at switch 4.4 precludes another circuit on track 4. I was disappointed by the very limited use of track 4. Then an idea came to me to fix Circuit 8 and include a larger distance on track 4. I was able to accomplish this fix without breaking the other circuit configurations. This fix required yet another track change. You can pause here if you want to think about the problem. Look closely at the maps to locate the change. What type of track sections can be used to solve the problem? The answers are in the fix map shown here. Did you find it? I will show you my fix in a photo, and then we will look at another video.
If you're down and confused and you don't remember who you're talking to, concentration slip away because your baby is so far away. Well, there's a rose in the distant love, and the eagle flies with the dove. And if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. 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 When you see the Southern Cross for the first time, you understand now why you came this way. 'Cause the truth you might be running from is so small, but it's as big as the promise promise of a coming day.
When you see the Southern Cross, you understand why we came this way. Adding the 45-degree cross at the intersection of the spur from track 1 with track 4 allows the route to bypass switch 4.4 and merge into track 4 beyond the switch. The route now continues on track 4. After traversing all of track 4 beyond the switch, the route returns to switch 4.4 by way of the other branch of the southern 45-degree cross. Now nearing the end of the route, the engine enters switch 4.4. With switch 4.4 set to straight, the spur to track 2 is taken. This section of track 2 completes the circuit, bringing the engine to the start. The new route uses 6 cross-track sections and 3 new sections in the south. We named the route with a new Southern Cross the CSN circuit. We thank Crosby, Stills, and Nash as we watch the next video. Blue and white Rio engine starts on track 2. I will call out switches and crossings as the engine passes them in CSN Circuit 8. Switch 2.1 curved continues track 2. The northern curved cross. Switch 2.2, spur to track 1. Switch 1.2, curved to track 3. Switch 3.1 straight continues track 3. Switch 3.2 curved continues track 3. Degree cross, switch 3.3 curved, spur to track 1. Southern curved cross. Degree cross, switch 1.2 curved, spur to track 4. 45-degree cross. Switch 4.1 straight, continues track 4. Degree cross. Switch 4.2 straight, continues track 4. Northern curved cross. 2 consecutive 90-degree crosses. 45-degree cross. Switch 4.4 straight, spur to track 2. And back to the start.
Wooden ships on the water, very free and easy. Easy, you know the way it's supposed to be. Silver on the shoreline, let us be. Talking about very free and easy.
Although this layout pushes the limits for wooden track in a limited space, I keep thinking maybe there's something more I can change. I have another idea, and if it works out, I'll make another video. If not, perhaps I can share some behind-the-scenes stories? You can send me questions if there's something you'd like to know. Meanwhile, I'm off to test another electric engine. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Wooden Tracks and Electric Trains. Thank you for watching.